so this is the Bhangra tutorial for the tryout routine. It is at the end of the routine, and this is a very hype song and mix. So I know it can be really tiring, but really make sure that you're saving your energy and really putting your all into this, and really going all out for the entirety of this portion, even though you might be starting to get tired. But do make sure you're stretching, warming up, all of that while practicing, because that'll be really important. We don't want you guys to get injured. Before we get started, I do want to preface really quickly by saying that I'm in no way, shape, or form a professional at Bhangra, nor am I going to try to be teaching you like the fundamentals or the origins of all of these steps. I'm just here to teach you the choreo. I'm going to try to give tips and tricks as to things that we will be looking out for as a team to help you guys get on. And I will also be linking tutorials in the description of this video, and those will help with a lot of like the footwork and the steps that we will be going over here for this choreo. But those videos go way more in depth on like I said, the origin, how to fully do the step. It'll help you drill the footwork as well, which will be really important. And the other thing I wanted to say is, Shri has said this before really well too, but Bhangra comes off as a very hype and energetic dance form, which it is, but we're not only looking for that power and just trying to push through every move, right? The power comes from certain things, which I will be trying to point out throughout this video, but we are also looking for things like cleanliness, really hitting that footwork. So again, those tutorials will be really important for that, and really knowing when to hit versus kind of when to sway and be softer for certain things. Posture, so really making sure your shoulders back, chest out. Bhangra has a lot of shoulder movement, so really using that. And then lastly, a lot of Bhangra tends to be more grounded, so really staying low as much as you can. And for a lot of the footwork, you'll see it's not about kind of jumping high, it's more about kind of falling into it. So really setting down into a lot of these movements, which again, I'll go over for every step that we do, but just wanted to quickly put that out there really quickly. So for the very first step, we're gonna be starting with kind of slow Jumar movements before building up into the faster steps. So for the very first, the first four counts, you're gonna be kind of just tapping on each side. Again, with Bhangra, we always start on the left, from what I've learned, so we will be starting with our left leg. You're just gonna be tapping down this way and coming up. With this, there's a little bit of a rebound, right? So you tap, and it's not just it comes up. As soon as you tap, it comes up, and then you drop again. And then this side, tap, rebound up, drop. Yeah, so if you were to do each side, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can feel that rebound of it hitting off the ground. I'll go over hands in a second, but what I want to also emphasize is for these 4 times that we're going to be tapping, the first 2 times you want to be much more upright. So for the first 2, you're going to be up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. For 5, 6, 7, 8, like I said, these second 2 times you tap, you want to focus more on leaning. So for the third tap, you're going to be leaning more towards the right, so it'll be lean, come up, lean, come up. So now I'm using my body, right, my upper body. I'm also trying to bend my knees a little bit more when I tap, right? So I'm starting down here, tap, come up, tap, come up. So that'll look like that. With hands, what's happening is your right hand will be pulling your bicep down. When you pull your bicep down, both hands, your elbows, should overextend backwards here. Yeah? So you're really pulling here. Second one, same thing. Start up here, pull your bicep down, pull, overextend. With the taps, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I bring this hand down, they're kind of gonna meet back in the middle here to open out. Okay? Then from here, for 7, 8, you're just swinging your hands back around this way. But all of this happens with the lean, so like I said, this, open out here, lean here. From there, what's gonna happen is, like I said, there's a buildup in the music, so now is when we start doing steps. This is a type of footwork which is gonna be, we're using for quite a bit in these next 2 8 counts, so I'll kind of run it really quickly and then teach you the hands that it goes with. I do circles when I do my steps, which looks like this. Some people just do the taps up and down like this, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Whichever one you're more comfortable with, do that for now in the video. We don't want you to waste too much time drilling and trying to figure that out. But again, like I said, if and when you guys are on the team, really make sure to match whoever the choreographer is. What's happening for this part is, again, try to stay grounded. My legs tend to be kind of spread apart, shoulder a little bit more than shoulder width maybe, knees pointed out to the 45. You're out here, my leg, again, you're starting with your left, is gonna go around, kick here, and then kick around, and then back this way. As you do this though, with everything in Bhangra, there are little jumps in between that you're also gonna be doing. So you hit this, jump, and it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Yeah, so really make sure you're staying grounded for that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. So hands for that, what we're gonna be doing is, again, kind of like this. You're just saying, okay, with your index finger up, full circle here, index finger up. And you wanna make sure, normally you would be pointing it to the audience. What we're doing here is really pushing down until we get up to right here, to this middle portion right in front of my chest. The transition for that is because we ended here, there's gonna be a slight pause, and I want you to use that pause to really like look at the camera, pause for a slight second, then you're gonna pull back your right hand here to prep and get ready and really throw yourself at this next move, okay? So again, that distinction should be clear, right? We did very kind of slow, 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 push, back, and hit it, okay? So again, we're gonna be doing this with steps, so every time you hit down, that's gonna be a step that you're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This next hand is called the Bhangra hand. Look up tutorials for this as well, but just kind of creating that L shape that would look out this way to the audience. We're doing here, here. Okay, so just 45 up and down, you're creating a diagonal with your hands. Take your right hand up first, left hand down, meet in the middle, switch, come back in the middle. Okay, so with the steps, let's try that. There's 6 consecutive steps, as I said, same footwork. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We ended with our hands here. You're gonna just open out your hands this way. So from the middle, you're opening up and around to end here. And then this is gonna turn into Polka, which will be our next step. Basically for the footwork, what's gonna happen is it's kind of like a 7 and 8 situation. So we end here with our steps. You're gonna step forward with your right foot to jump out. Left foot comes up as soon as you do that, okay? So we ended here, 7 and 8. Okay, so you're jumping out 7, then left foot will land, right foot comes back here again, so that you can get ready to do the steps again. Okay, so again, just 7 and 8. Let's try that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Really make sure you're landing here because you're gonna need to be here and squared to the audience in order to start the next step. Okay, and again, like I said, this should be a little bit more chill because this step you're going super hard in. Okay, again, just interacting with the audience, pushing forward, coming back. Okay, for this step, it's called Polka, but essentially your footwork stays the same. It's just 4 steps. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands, what's happening is we start here in the middle, go all the way around, clap. Then you're using this momentum from the clap to bring your hands up towards your chest. And then it becomes fists once you're here. And then you're gonna push out to the sides. And when I'm bringing my hands out this way, I'm rolling my hands out. And then it comes down to the 45s on each side. Down, right hand meets this left hand here. So right hand is gonna come all the way around, meet this left hand, and then kind of push past it to now become the 45. And this 45 left hand is now gonna meet this right hand. Okay, again, this requires a lot of power, really making sure we're hitting this and going all the way around as much as we can with our hands. So I'm really flexing here. Okay, small nuance with this step. Normally we would do it just with steps, that entire 4 count, which I'll show. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're adding a spin in between. So what's happening is you're gonna do this step completely square to the audience, just like normal. Then what's happening is, so we landed here, the clap that normally propels us to come down this way, we're using that momentum to turn and then land here. For people that are new to Bhangra, and also me, honestly, I had to drill this a lot, is we tend to, with steps, try to go to the side, so like moving a lot, like this. But you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure you're kind of squared here, straight to the audience, and not moving side to side. You stay here, your legs are moving, but I'm not moving my position. Yeah? So really try to drill that, because once you add the circle, it's going to want to make you move even more. Okay, so let me try to show you it with the spin. So it goes, again, remember, this is straight to the audience, then this, turn, and then here, here. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. The last move that you ended with is the claps. Now we're gonna go into footwork called Punjab. The footwork, again, for this, look at the tutorial, but basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna start with your right foot, going over your left, crossing, then opening back out, then left foot kind of crossing, coming back out. When you do this, you want to make sure your knees are super high and coming down each time like this. And again, my knees are super high, but you want to kind of make sure there's still 45 pointed out to the 45 when you're doing that. Okay, so push out here, out here. While doing that, of course, there's an extra tap of your foot. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, so you're still bouncing on the other feet while doing it. The footwork, the hands for this part, what's gonna happen is your left hand is gonna start up high, again, the Bhangra hands. So you wanna show it to the audience, so up this way. The right hand is gonna be doing the same thing, but in front of your chest. With this, you wanna make sure your elbow is tucked in though. It doesn't have to be completely the touching, but kind of here. When you do the first hands with the foot, you're pushing out and back in. So it should be 1, 2. Technically, we would do Punjab like 1, 2. You're just bringing it in, but I'm changing up the handwork to be 1, 2, right? So I'm pushing away from my body, and this one's going up. So this is away, up, and this one's away. Okay, so 1, 2. It's coming back in still. Both of them, both elbows are still tucking back in and coming down. So that's for the first foot. When you do this foot, what's happening now is your right hand is up and it's not gonna move. Your left hand is gonna do a swaying motion like this. Yeah, so just down to the right corner, up, then here. And again, it's not like an aggressive one. This one should be more swaying. Yeah, so let's try that both together with the feet, and then here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from here, we're gonna move into lifts. So there's gonna be lifts, basically look like this, 1, 2. Again, footwork will be linked in the description. So again, we ended here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're gonna jump onto this. And then remember what I said in the beginning, it's a lot more of dropping down on your feet rather than jumping up like this. You wanna fall 1, 2. Your feet should again be angled really outwards. So my knee is out to each 45. Really make sure you're flexing and being really strong with this, okay? And dropping as much as you can and staying grounded. So with this, again, the footwork is just gonna be right foot up first. So your right foot is gonna come up to this 45, drop, and then be replaced with this left foot. So what happens is it goes, as soon as you're lifting your right foot, you are jumping on your left. Okay, so lift up your left foot very slightly, come up, drop, come up. So 1 and 2. What's happening with your hands is we were kind of soft with this, 3, 4. Now we want to really throw. My hand's kind of 45 back behind me, and left hand is right in front of like my shoulder area. Yeah, you want to not bring it in front of your body. It should still be straight so that our posture can remain the same. Okay, so together, 1. For this, we're just doing 1, 2. You're coming back with your elbows straight, fists in, just kind of next to each other, and then again throw 3, 4. Okay, from here to bring it in, it's just right hand is just coming in, left hand is coming from around to me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and for the very first throw, I am throwing my head. So I drop here, then stay for the second one. Okay, so combined with the legs, this looks like 5. We ended here. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then from here, we're gonna do a double japa. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna face 45 left this way, and your right foot is gonna be kicking out. So really kick back as far as you can, and then kick 1, 2. So you're gonna kick twice this way to the left 45. So 1, 2. Then you're gonna switch, come this way, bring your right foot down so to help you face the right 45, and then again kick with your left, 1, 2. I try to lean back a little bit with this because I feel like it gives you more power. But again, try to keep your balance, and that's not super necessary. So hands for this is when you face the left 45 and you're kicking with your right, my hands are just coming down from under. So again, you pull back, push, push. So every time my leg comes back, my fists are closed, and then I open. Sorry, so we're staying down for this one. This one is coming up. Yeah, and again, you should notice that your shoulders are pushing back, forward, forward. My shoulders are kind of messed up, so I can't exaggerate it in slow motion, but really try to push back as far as you can in order to throw forward when you're hitting this motion. That's where the power will come from, right? Really pushing with your shoulders rather than trying to throw your hands, because you want to flex your arms to make sure they look clean, but that power will come from using your shoulders in that movement. Okay, so again, just this side and that, so it'll go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're almost at the end of the dance. That's like the last part of the wording. What's gonna happen after that is we're using that little transition music to have you guys walk out of the frame. So what's gonna happen with that is we ended here. So let's say this was 7 and 8. You wanna use the and before the 1 to prep back again, and then you're gonna throw your hands down. Yeah, so you're just throwing it from here, down and across in front of you with this to end here. So it goes 7 and 8 and 1. For 2, what's happening is since you threw your hands down here, I'm gonna put my left hand on my hip and this right hand is coming up. So it's the same circle, like OK sign with your index finger up. That hand that we did earlier, that's coming from down here to coming up. And then you're gonna use that for the rest of your lifts to walk out off the frame. Okay, so together from here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other thing is, as you can see, I turned with it. So what's happening is we're doing 7, 8, throw, and the throw happens with the first lift. But I'm using that to center myself to the camera. Because we were 45, the throw is bringing me to the camera, so you make that eye contact. Then now I'm using the rest of the feet to turn, 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 walk off stage with the lifts. Okay, so again in slow motion, so 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, continue walking off. Okay, that's it, that's the end of the routine. Good job, make sure to reach out if you have any questions.